Mr. Bates?
Yes?
I've noticed a huge locked door on the ground floor.
I'd keep away from that, sir.
Why?
There was fire in the rooms through there some years ago. The damage was never properly repaired. The walls have been ruined by rainwater, and the beams have been rotting for 20 years or more. I think you'd risk your life going into that wing of the house.
Lady Victoria.
Yes, sir?
She seems to me to be rather bitter.
She is a dignified old lady who has to bear a greater burden than I would wish for her.
The death of her husband and her 2 sons, the murders, the castle's decline, the end of the family line.
You said it, sir.
What can you tell me about Lady Eleanor?
If you want to know something, why don't you ask her yourself?
I'd like to hear your opinion. Why do you think she brought Louis here with her, after her husband's death?
And what do you mean by that, sir? Really now, I ask you, sir. Lady Eleanor is a lady, and she treats her servants accordingly. Louis would have been unable to get a new position. He's simply too old. We can offer him a form of retirement here.
But neither Louis nor Lady Eleanor give the impression of being happy with the arrangement. You could maybe even believe that she owes him something.
I would be aware of that, and I can tell you that your surmising is incorrect.
Are you not feeling too well, Mr. Bates?
I'm fine. I'm fine.
Perhaps you should have a lie down.
I'll have a lie down when I have time to do so. The work won't get done on its own.
Sally could do it.
I doubt that very much.
You don't think too much of Sally, then?
I don't think too much of her work.
So why do you employ her?
It wasn't my idea. Her ladyship insisted that we should employ a relief.
Not a great choice, apparently.
It won't last long. She'll soon have enough and then disappear.
That must have been quite some fire to destroy the wing like that.
It was a dreadful tragedy, such as we've already suffered too many times here. It must now be 24 years ago. Master Samuel and his enchanting wife Catherine were just married and had only recently moved into the castle. We were hoping that he would one day take over the castle from his father and give us a son and heir. But then, they had not even been here for 6 months. There was a fire.
Did anyone know how the fire started?
No. Master Samuel lost his wife in the fire, and then vanished for the next 12 years. He'd been deeply wounded by the events.
Were there any other victims of the fire? Anyone injured, perhaps?
Our cook at the time was the first to discover the fire and tried to pull young Mrs. Gordon from the flames. She became trapped by the flames and would have burnt to death had she not saved herself by leaping out of a window. But she injured her back very badly and had to leave us after that. Why are you interested in things which happened here so many years ago?
Well, the young lady at the lighthouse was also burnt.
I find the connection rather stretched.
What kind of a man was he, this Samuel Gordon?
His father sent him off to boarding school early since he was a very obstinate, wild child. His behavior improved at the school. The teachers described him as an alert, intelligent, and friendly boy, and in the holidays we found him so too. He got to know Miss Catherine after being at school. A wonderful, good-hearted woman. They were married and seemed to have found a perfect happiness.
What do you mean, seemed?
Well, there were some arguments when they lived here.
Was he violent?
To her, I don't really know, but I fear he may have been. Miss Catherine was unhappy, and if there hadn't been some wonderful times every now and again, then she perhaps would have left him. It could have been noticeable to us at that time. The two faces of Samuel Gordon. On the one hand, the loving, caring husband, and on the other, the arrogant and brutish egomaniac. After his wife's death, this nasty side of him seemed to disappear. He never visited us. However, common acquaintances described him as a profoundly sad and broken man.
That is, until he returned and slaughtered some innocent people.
It's terrible. We all wonder ourselves. Perhaps we didn't want to believe that this evil side of his soul had returned.
I'll catch you later, Bates.
Goodbye, sir.
Sally put her cleaning things down here. An old metal bucket and a mop. I'll take the mop with me. I can't see anything unusual, apart from the fact that the plug is missing. That might make it difficult to have a bath. I'll lay the mop head directly over the plug hole. That should create a distraction. Good day, Sally.
Yes?
Sally, quick! The bathroom's underwater.
What?
You must have forgotten to turn the water off.
Oh no. I hope the old saw doesn't spot anything.
Mr. Bates?
Yes?
Mr. Bates! The bathroom's underwater. I've already told Sally.
The bathroom? Some incompetent person has let the water overflow again.
Bates is distracted. Okay, let's go. You can see straight away that Bates isn't well. He seems to have problems breathing. Perhaps lung cancer. Bates would be better off in a hospital, but he would rather die than leave this castle. This bedpost looks more than a little strange. There's a slot in the side of the post. What have we got here? Hey, there's a little brass key inside. I've no idea who that is. There's no name on it. It's not one of the usual suspects. Not Shakespeare, not an ancient Greek. So what does Bates read then? Heinlein, Dick, Lem, Zalazny. Wow, the man really has taste. There are clothes and underwear inside. Nothing important. The portrait of an uptight, miserable gentleman. Well, that's what you look like if you have to sit still for hours for an artist. The bottle probably contains pure oxygen. It helps sick people breathe much easier. Bates must be very sick. When he was sitting here earlier, I could see he's dying. The butler is an orderly person, just as you'd expect. I can't find anything interesting. Bates isn't gonna leave any important documents lying around on his desk. The window looks out towards the castle gate. I can see the steps, the trees, nothing of interest. The drawer is locked. That could be interesting. A small metal box. A few documents. And a photo! That's my mother! It's a picture of Mom, Bates, and a few other servants in the snow in front of the entrance portal. Underneath it says, "The Good Spirits of Black Mirror Castle, Christmas 1969. That doesn't add up. I was born in February 1970, and in this picture, my mother doesn't look at all like she's 7 months pregnant. Does that mean... No. The photo must have been labeled wrong. Either the writing on the photo is wrong, or I'm not just looking for my father. The picture was taken apparently 2 months before I was born. But my mom's looking slimmer than I've ever seen her. And the handwriting is an exact match too. So it was Bates who was regularly sending cash to my mom. But on whose behalf? And am I really just looking for my father? This thing here could still be interesting. There's a note here between the papers. It has a header which says, "Combination." That looks like some kind of a aid memoir that Bates has written out. He must have conceded that his memory wasn't getting any better and wanted to play it safe. It says here, on Sir Egmont's portrait, the builder's eldest sister, my Christian name, the nymph's numbers. I reckon that this page isn't gonna help me much more without the rest of the diary. Hopefully, they're both still occupied.
We're going to discuss this immediately.
But nothing happened!
Only because the police officer discovered it before it was too late. Do you know what might have happened?
They're going downstairs. Excellent. In all the commotion, Bates will have forgotten that he didn't lock his room. Victoria, would you please tell me what's behind the locked door?
Only an unused wing of the house.
Could I have a quick look in there?
No, unfortunately not. The wing is in danger of collapsing, and that's why it's closed off. For your own sake, keep well away from that wing.
Absolutely. Your domestic help, this Sally...
Ah, have you already met her?
She doesn't really seem to fit in here.
With us old people, do you mean?
She seems to be the exact opposite of Bates.
That's a sharp observation. She embodies everything which is the opposite of Bates. Undisciplined, untidy, unreliable. She gossips.
Perhaps he wanted to demonstrate to you what you have in him.
I know exactly what I have in him. But I also know he's not well. He can no longer care for the house and us old ladies all on his own. I will look for the next domestic help. And it will be someone rather more industrious. Someone who will rarely take the load off Bates.
Is there a Sir Egmont in the Gordon family?
Sir Egmont? No. That doesn't ring a bell at all.
Or perhaps is there someone in the area with the name?
No. I'm sorry. Not that I know of.
Strange. Someone who Bates knows, but not Lady Victoria. That doesn't make things simpler, exactly. Can you tell me Bates's first name?
Now that's odd. He's been working for us for so long that I can't remember him ever having a forename. Please ask him yourself, Mr. Falk.
If that was only so simple. As I understand it, this house was built by your two ancestors, Marcus and Mordred. Is that correct?
Well, they at least laid the foundation stone. Most of the foundations, the cellars, and a few walls are from that period.
Not the rest.
Oh, no. You don't seem to be too au fait with architecture, Inspector. In Marcus's time, they weren't able to build castles like this. That came much later.
Who gave the castle its present-day look?
Many of the masters of Black Mirror improved and extended the castle, laid the gardens, and modernized all of the fixtures and fittings. But the one who really had the greatest influence on the fabric of the castle, as you see it now, was Frederick Arthur Gordon. He gave the castle the appearance it has today.
Frederick Arthur Gordon, then. Thank you. I'll go and take a bit of a look around.
Of course.
So, Frederick Arthur Gordon, where are you? Ah, here he is. Frederick had 4 sisters. The oldest answered to the pretty name of Rose. Good day, Sally.
Yes?
Does the name Sir Egmont mean anything to you?
Sir Egmont? Of course.
Really? Who's that then?
And why do you want to know that?
I need the information for my investigation.
And what if I didn't tell you?
What's that supposed to mean? Come on, tell me.
Well, one good turn. Being a copper, you can certainly do me a little favor. My brother Rupert's got a problem with a few speeding tickets. Maybe you could...
Hey, slow down. I'm not the traffic police. Tell me who Sir Egmont is, or your brother's speeding tickets will be the least of your problems.
You can't force me. I'm not telling you anything until you've helped me out too.
Okay. So what's your brother's name?
Rupert Wood.
I'll see if there's anything that can be done. Perhaps I can fool her on this. Do you know Bates's Christian names?
What? No. Lucifer, maybe.
Okay. I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Ah, don't worry about it.
Can you tell me where Sally's from?
Her family has a farm in Sussex. At least that's what she told me.
Do you doubt that?
Not really. Her behavior and the way she talks quite clearly point to farmyard origins.
I'll catch you later, Bates.
Goodbye, sir.
Let's try it. Hello, operator? Please put me through to Rupert Wood in Sussex. Yes, I'll wait. Mr. Wood, Mr. Rupert Wood. Do you have a sister named Sally? Yes, my name's Inspector Falk. I'm calling on behalf of the traffic police. Yes, calm down. No, listen. No, she isn't. It's concerning your speeding ticket, sir. It seems as though someone has made a mistake. According to our records, you are 99 years old. That surely can't be right, can it? 34. Yes, I thought so. Listen, I'm gonna delete the record, okay? Your speeding ticket is thereby null and void. Yes. No problem. Goodbye, Mr. Wood. Rupert Wood, 34, from Sussex, now believes that his speeding ticket has disappeared into thin air. Hopefully his sister believes that too. Good day, Sally.
Yes?
All right. The speeding tickets have been canceled. Now what's all this about Sir Egmont?
So, where does my brother live and how old is he?
Rupert Wood, 34, domiciled in Sussex, as of now, does not have any speeding tickets against him.
You're a darling.
Okay, that's enough. Now, will you at last tell me who Sir Egmont is?
Here he is.
Breakfast cereal?
Sir Egmont's finest breakfast flakes. They're Bates's favourite. They're very soft and easy to chew.
Clever. And what does the old guy wear on his uniform? A medal in the shape of a cross. That's it. Okay. I won't keep you from your work any longer.
Ah, don't worry about it.
Hey, there's a letter inside. It's addressed to Mr. Bates, Blackmere Castle, Willow Creek. If Bates's full name isn't going to be on the envelope, then perhaps maybe at least in the letter? It's a bill for a gravestone. Made according to your desired... blah, blah, blah. The inscription is as follows. Edward Bartholomew Bates, to know one's duty and to carry it through. That is everything. So, Edward Bartholomew then. Weird name. And which symbol does that point to? The castle is very beautiful, but, well, It's
slowly falling down, you mean? I'm afraid you're right. And it's not the only thing here that's falling down.
How do you mean that?
The Gordon line. We've lived here in this area for centuries and have shaped it like no one else. Our family is going to die out, Mr. Falk. Soon, there won't be any more Gordons. And the worst thing is, I am no longer even sure that this will be a loss.
You mean because of...
Because of the misery for which some of us are responsible. Yes.
I've just realized that if Angelina's right, then this woman is my grandmother. She doesn't seem to know anything about her grandson. Or maybe she does. Her look was somehow strange. Do the names Edward or Bartholomew mean anything to you?
Mean anything? What do you mean by that, Mr. Fogg?
Perhaps you associate a particular symbol or sign with these names.
Oh, I've always been interested in these kinds of things. Now, let me think. Now, Edward doesn't have any significance for me, but the name Bartholomew comes from the Bible. Saint Bartholomew. He was one of the 12 apostles. He preached in Persia and also in India, possibly. He died a martyr's death. He was flayed alive. His skin was removed. That's why his symbol is a knife.
A knife. I think you may well have helped me with that.
Glad to. Even if I do find your questions rather odd. Surely they can't all be to do with the dead girl.
Oh, it's a complicated case. I'll go and take a bit of a look around.
Of course.